You won't want to miss it. I guarantee I'm probably going to be out there. I already know Santa's going to be out there. We got Volunteer Parkway behind me, and it is clear tonight, just like many of the other roads out there. And we're in your corner this morning with team coverage on the latest winter storm to hit our region. When they arrived, they also noticed a woman outside who was severely burned, and police say she was then taken to the hospital where she later died. We have just arrived on scene, Josh and Sarah, so we have not been able to talk to police, but I'm just going to step out of the way. Right here, we've got the CDC website up for you. The government has an entire section just on the flu. 3 of these alleged rape cases are still open. No one has been charged in any of these cases, and administrators say they have no reason to believe that any of these cases are related. And I've been trying to find out what happened in the fatal crash ever since, but getting answers has been a challenge. After days of research, I found out late this afternoon that charges had been filed against the man driving the car the night Trevor Gross died. To my surprise, no one, including local and state police, had informed the victim's family until we sat down for an interview tonight.
A grieving family should not have to go beg for justice.
Since January 27th, Chris and Alice Chamberlain have been searching for answers as to what happened the night their 21-year-old son, Trevor, died.
Of course, I wanted to know what happened, so I started asking questions.
He was the passenger in 22-year-old Jason Missilly's car during a high-speed chase.
My biggest question was, why did the pursuit start?
According to court documents, the chase started because Missilly was driving erratically.
What is the policy on high-speed chases? And we would like an answer from the sheriff. We think the public deserves an answer.
Greene County Sheriff Pat Hankins turned the investigation over to the THP because it involved one of his officers. THP would only say the investigation is ongoing and that alcohol may have been a factor, but test results weren't complete.
And that could be up to 8 months. So basically, we were left to try to dig for answers. But when we went to ask for answers, we just got nothing.
Then, 2 months after the wreck, without telling the Chamberlains, THP placed charges against the driver, seen here after an earlier arrest. The new charges, evading arrest and failure to exercise due care.
We understand due process and that things take time and that we need to be patient, but we've just felt alienated from the people that are supposed to be our advocates for our son.
The Chamberlains, relieved to hear of at least some progress in the case, but troubled because they still don't know what happened.
We're trying to process our grief, and we can't go on and get closure if we don't even know what happened to our son.
I spoke to Jason Missilly's lawyer, Troy Bolin, today. Bolin said his office has actually been conducting its own independent investigation since 2 days after the accident. He told me that it's too early to comment any further. Missilly is expected to be in court in June. Tim Davis is a detective captain at the Greenville Police Department. Not only is shooting a hobby for the officer, but according to his chief, it's also a requirement.
Have a minimum of 8 hours of firearms a year.
The Greenville Police Department, along with the Greene County Sheriff's Office, has a firing range just on the outskirts of the city limits. It's near homes, the Greenville Greene County Sports Complex, and the Greene Technology Center. If you're at the nearby street of Panoramic View Drive, you can hear the guns being fired. Dr. John Shaw moved on to the drive in 1970. The firing range came more than a decade later. Shaw says while he doesn't always hear gunfire, he's got the proof that it's too close to where he lays his head at night. 15 years ago, he found a bullet in his garage.
They again said that it was a bullet that they used in the firing range.
10 years ago, Shaw had his windows replaced.
When the carpenter was changing the windows out, he found a bullet embedded in the wood just above the window.
That window is part of the master bedroom.
If it had come through the glass, we could be dead.
Finally, a year and a half ago, a window in the living room of the Shaw home cracked.
I can't prove that that was another bullet, but I think that it was.
In the latest incident, a bullet was never found, but residents organized a petition and went before the county commission twice, asking for the range to be moved. But that may be too little too late, as police train on targets they say are nowhere near homes or roads. The county has a $1.2 million grant to expand the range.
It is going to be Greenville and Greene County's range.
We're probably facing an uphill battle. We just wanted to be heard and hopefully, maybe, something done about it.
Police hope to start the expansion early next year. Lauren Haviland, News Channel 11 in your corner.